close were the weapons that were located to the drugs?
Objection to the term drugs, Your Honor. No drugs were found in the house. This is marijuana. Unless the state can tell me the name of the person who invented marijuana. Pot is not a drug. Refer to it as pot, please.
Refer to it as its legal name, which is marijuana.
Very well.
Refer to it as its legal name, which is marijuana.
Very well. Detective Lambert just testified that I said all the weed was mine and all the weed was charged to me. It was in my bag in her home without her knowledge. She was asleep in the bedroom.
That's what he said.
Right, and I believe him.
Are you making an admission here in open court?
Of what? That the pot was mine?
Yes.
Of course I've made the admission that the pot was mine from the time they arrested me. I am a conscientious objector committing acts of civil disobedience to end the political siege known as prohibition against pot. It is an illegal, unconstitutional position this court takes every time they prosecute a pothead.
Just following the law as it stands today.
That's what they used to say during Jim Crow, Your Honor. And until Loving v. Virginia, it was against the law, victimless crime against the safety and dignity of the state of Tennessee for interracial couples to marry. But the law is a moving thing. The penumbras, as it was said by Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Sir, I'm instructed to follow the law as it stands on this day.
Right.
From the Constitution of Tennessee, Article 11, Section 14. The intermarriage of white persons with Negroes, mulattoes, or persons of mixed blood, descended from a Negro to the third generation, inclusive of their living together as man and wife in this state, is prohibited. The legislature shall enforce this section by appropriate legislation.
Do you know that Mr. Thorne Peters sells marijuana out of your home?
Objection, Your Honor. It has nothing to do with whether or not she has standing of the guns at that house. She is not.
That's not the only issue that we're addressing, sir.
Yeah, it's the only issue that's before this court. It's the only cross-examination that I gave her. She cannot redirect and cross-examine her that she did not give on direct testimony. We're speaking about who had the guns there. Nobody discussed marijuana. She has no need to implicate herself in anything to do with marijuana.
The home.
She's already established that she had no marijuana in the home, so therefore it was done. What she knew or may not have known has nothing to do with the weapons.
The home itself is an issue.
Fine. But there's nothing that says I dealt weed from 758 Mariana Street.
She asked a question. It's cross-examination.
No.
Go ahead.
Ms. Hara, do you know that Mr. Thorne Peters sold marijuana out of your home?
No.
Did you know the marijuana was in your home?
I know that he does counter-bag challenge. I was sleeping that morning.
Would you repeat what you said? You know that he was?
I know that he does the counter-bag challenge, which...
Can-a-bag challenge?
May I ask what...
Let me clarify. Can-a-bag challenge.
Yes.
Tell me what that is.
You don't know what a counter-bag challenge is? Do you know what ALS challenge is?
The ice bucket challenge.
It's the same thing with pot.
Okay.
During the course of your investigation, did you find a victim that at any time claimed that I committed an overt?
I'm sorry, I'm a little cough.
At any time, did you find a human being who said that I committed an overt act with the intent to do harm to them?
Objection.
As to what? Your Honor, the mens rea actus reus, I'm trying to find out if there's any claim against me that I used these weapons in the commission of a crime or that I committed any crime whatsoever that if there's a victim involved in this case, because I don't see a statement from a victim anywhere in here. So I'm trying to find out if there's a victim in this case unknown to me. During the course of your investigation of me, which you say lasted for weeks, did you uncover a victim who claimed that I committed an overt act with the intent to do harm, the cornerstone of the legal system?
Objection. Isn't rebuttal limited to the questions that I've asked on the direct of the rebuttal?
You asked him about the guns, and that it's a crime. I want to make sure that this court is very clear that nobody is accusing me of committing a crime with a weapon.
the crime of possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony, the statute generally, if there is a felony possession of an illegal drug, narcotics, including marijuana, the possession of a firearm is, in essence, de facto possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony.
Then I'll be very specific with this. When you found me, was I in possession of a weapon?
It was within your reach.
I asked you a question. Was the weapon in my possession?
It was not in your hand.
I thank the court for your indulgence.
All right, anything further from the state?
I believe the state has proved that Mr. Peters was in possession of the drugs based on constructive possession. His fingerprints were
The marijuana, please.
I would please ask if I didn't interrupt him during his closing, if I may do my
The judge
closing.
has already said that it's called marijuana. I will not be categorized as a drug addict.
I'm sorry, I misspoke.
This is subject connection. We have evidence and testimony here. I have evidence, testimony, and news clips of a 7-year ongoing conspiracy with Mark Luttrell, Bill Gibbons, Amy Wyrick, and their henchman, ADAW Christopher Scruggs, who spent 19 months maliciously prosecuting me for a case where the facts were not in evidence and they had to drop the case after I waited in jail 19 months. This is payback because we are here trying to close you down for prosecuting people for pot. It is political activism to continue to persecute pot smokers. It's a civil rights violation.
May you and yours be safe from the enemies of freedom.
Take care.
All right, party peeps. It's time for you to go to thornepeters.com. That's THORNE Peters.com. Check out his books, read his poetry, listen to his music, purchase his original designs on styleware in his gift shop, and enjoy pics of a wild time. All that and more is waiting for you at thornepeters.com. That's THORNE Peters.com, the world's most e-fucking website.